Hey guys, PokemonTCG here for another Pokemon video. So today I'm going to be talking about my recent second placing at a League Cup using Buzzwhole. So let's get right into it. Okay, so I came second place with Regirock Buzzwhole. I also used some random techs like Carbink, Sudowoodo, and Zygarde. So I basically used a basic list of Buzzwhole, except I do not use Lycanroc or Garbodor. I use Carbink Break, Sudowoodo, and Zygarde. So it runs Max Elixir, Brooklet Hill, and other cards like that to get Pokemon and energies quickly to do more damage with like Regirock, or to draw extra cards with Octillery. So it's a pretty speedy deck, trying to use Absorption GX, turn 1 or 2 if possible, but most of the time you get it turn 2, but sometimes you don't. So it's one of those decks where you're trying to rush down your opponent. So say for example they're playing like an evolution decks like Guardy or Alolan Ninetales or something like that. You can just knock out their basic Pokemon before they evolve into the GX, and if they evolve into the GX you can just use your Absorption GX attack to one-hit them. So my first round at this tournament, I faced an Alolan Ninetales. Turned out to be my little brother. So I started off the game with a Buzzwhole, and I just started stacking energies on it and spreading damage slowly, taking a prize card here and a prize card there, until he got set up an Alolan Ninetales, taking a KO on my active Buzzwhole. But I was using that as a bait, so I can use my bench Buzzwhole to use Absorption GX with the Max Elixir and Strong Energy in hand. So I took his Alolan Ninetales out and picked off his Zoroark GX to finally take the game. So second round, I also faced another Alolan Ninetales, and I just quickly wrapped up the game, spreading more damage, and I just knocked out his baby Pokemon. He was only able to get a non-GX Alolan Ninetales, but by the time he got that set up, it was too late. I took too many prize cards and won the game. So for my last round, I played in Swiss. I faced another Alolan Ninetales. As you can see, there's a theme here. This time he ran Silvally GX, which was interesting because it had Psychic Memory, so it can hit my Buzzwhole for weakness. But what I did is I took out his both of his Vulpix using Buzzwole's first attack, spreading 30 to the active and 30 to the bench, twice knocking them out, leaving him only with Silvally, but he attached all of his energies to his Vulpixes, so by that time I could one-shot his Silvally, and I basically cleaned up his board state because he didn't evolve into anything else. And then in my last round, I faced a Gardevoir deck, but I ended up IDing to get into Top Cut. So my first round of top 4, I faced a Gardevoir deck. So my first game, I started off with a hand with nothing in it besides an N and a Fighting Fury Belt. I started with the Remoraid. I was like, I don't know. Normally this would be the stupid play, but I was thinking, my luck, I don't think I'm going to get a basic. So I slap on the Fighting Fury Belt to the active Remoraid, and guess what? I don't hit a basic. I get a Sycamore and 5 energies. And then I top deck another energy. So I'm discarding 6 energies off of the Sycamore. And then whiffing another draw supporter. So it was ridiculous. I got bench Pokemon down, and by that time, he did not knock out my Remoraid because he energy drived it 3 times. So that was right when he knocked it out. By that time, I had a loaded Buzzwhole, which I used Absorption GX to knock out his Gardevoir. But he already had 2 more Gardevoir on the bench, so he knocked out my Buzzwhole, and I had no board state. So it was 2 prizes to 4 prizes. I had the 4, he had 2, and I was devastated. I had nothing. I slowly stalled it out using Fighting Fury Belt and Float Stones, just stalling my Pokemon so he couldn't one-shot them. And then I slowly built up a Carbink Break on the bench and bench down a Zygarde EX. I used Carbink Break, sacrificing it to attach 2 energies to Zygarde. And then by that time, he had played down so many energies onto his 2 Gardevoirs, just not enough to knock out a Zygarde with a Fighting Fury Belt, that I knocked out his Pokemon by Acerola-ing and just doing weird tricks to try and keep my Zygarde slowly alive. And I knock out both of his Guardies, turning around one of the worst situations I've ever had. That's just to show that you never give up at a League Cup. Like, never scoop to your opponent no matter how bad the odds seem. I also prized pretty much everything I needed. I prized the Carbink to get the Carbink break, and I was thinking that was my only out to get another Pokemon set up, but I slowly took that prize card by sniping the bench and got that Carbink and slowly turned it around. So that was an insane game 1. And then game 2 happens, and I was like, ugh, if this happens again like this game, like last game, I don't know if I can turn it back. He starts off with a Ralts and a Remoraid. I'm like, okay, he's got a Bridget or something. He draws and pass. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I could donk him. So what I do is I attach a Floatstone to my active Carbink and bench a Buzzwhole and attach Energy. I have an N in hand but don't want to play it, and I do 30-30 to his Pokemon. He draws again, passes, and I do 30-30 and knock out his Pokemon for the game. So going into the finals, I just donked somebody. So that was insane. That's another good thing with Buzzwhole. So in my finals match, I faced a Golisopod Zoroark, which ran Mewtwo, which is a really big threat to Buzzwhole, which he has a psychic weakness, so that is a big pain. So I start off with a Buzzwhole, and I set it up, and then he gets a Guzma and knocks out my Buzzwhole, and I have nothing left. I try and turn it around. It goes 1-to-1 prize card. I need a Guzma to win, and my Guzma's in the prize cards. So I lost that game, and then in the second game, pretty much the same scenario happens. He knocks out my Buzzwhole on the bench with a Guzma, and I was like, because I end him to like 4, and I was scared he was going to hit it, but I was like, he only has 4, he has no Zoroark, so I was thinking, I think I should be safe attaching energies, and I was wrong. He got a choice-banding Guzma knocking out my Buzzwhole. I tried to turn it around, but it turns out my strong energy and my last energy was prized. So I lost that game, coming second place at the League Cup. So it was a pretty intense League Cup. Not a single freebie round. Pretty tough opponents there. Person who came second place at Worlds, Alejandro, was there, and many other competitive players. So I came second place. I got 6 Sun and Moon packs. I didn't end up pulling anything. I pulled an Umbreon GX, but that thing's like really cheap now because that set's been open so much. So that was just me telling you my experience at my recent League Cup. I'll be coming up with a Buzzwhole list video. Once I actually win a League Cup with it, I'll show you the list. So thanks for watching. It's been PokemonTCG. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye!